What up, guys? Jason Geiman here with PressureWashHelp.com, King of Pressure Washing. And tonight I have a special guest on. It is Luke, and he is from the Fort Worth
Hazlet,
North.
Texas.
What is it?
Hazlet, Texas.
Hazlet, Texas. And so this is something that I want to talk about tonight, that he is only 18 years old, starting a pressure washing business, and I believe he could be the next person getting to $1 million. He takes a lot of action. He's already taken action. And honestly, I think that is what sets a lot of people apart, are the people that take action versus the people that doesn't not take action. So first off, before I get off here, if somebody can give me a mic check letting me know that we're about equal, or if not, I will adjust some things on my side of things. I know last week was horrible. One person was super loud and the other person was not. But so before, since we're getting started here, Luke, tell me a little bit about who are you, where are you from, that kind of thing.
All right. I'm from Hazlet, Texas, which is north of Fort Worth, about 20 minutes. Um, Decided to start this pressure washing business about a month ago. I'm still in high school. Um, Graduating next week, and I'm excited to get started.
So, what did you do before you started a pressure washing business? You just didn't be like, I'm going to be a person that's going to start a pressure washing business right here. You've kind of done another thing of, and what was that?
Before I decided to do pressure washing, I actually bought and sold couches. Sounds a little crazy, but I was able to do 25 couches in a month, and there's a lot of money in that. So I had that successful venture, and I decided to stop it because I saw that there was no scalability in it. So that's why I decided to start doing pressure washing.
Gotcha, gotcha. And you've started taking action from the very beginning of starting this pressure washing business. What is one thing that you took action that a lot of people did not take action and missed out on a great opportunity?
Um, I think it would be reading. I read a lot of books, learn about marketing, learn about business, learn about stock market, lots of things.
And so, how many books did you read last year?
I read 50 books last year.
That is crazy. My goal this year is 24. I couldn't imagine doing 50, but that's amazing to read that many books. And so, what are books? What is one of your better authors that you like or would recommend book wise?
I really like Tim Ferriss. I like his podcast more than his books, but he seems to have a lot of just great general information.
Tim Ferriss. He wrote the 4 hour work week. 4 hour work week. Right? I can't even freaking talk myself. So
Yeah, he did. I like his tribe of mentors. That with his podcast, that's probably my favorite.
so last week or 2 weeks ago, I went to Dallas and I drove the 14 hours all the way across country to go to Dallas. And I was a speaker at the Power Wash Expo. There was a lot of awesome people there that night, that weekend. I think there was about 165 people there. And this is where I met Luke. Luke said that he wanted to come up and meet me, and of course, I'm always open to people talking. In fact, I love talking to people when I'm at these expos. This is one thing that a lot of times the presenters or stuff like that, you don't get access to them. You don't get to talk to them much. And that's one thing I try to do is I do, and I don't try to just sit at one person either. I do try to walk around and hit everybody to make sure that I do care about you guys growing your business and being successful. And so this is where I met Luke at, and Luke is an amazing kid. I think some things that Luke has taken my course, and he's taking action of like there's things that I put in there of tell me what your goals are this week or month. A lot of times we don't think about our goals, and Jason just runs his mouth of he just wants me to write my goals in the group because that's what he wants me to do. No, the reason why I want you to write your goals down is so that way you can take action on them. They say the study is if you set a goal and don't tell nobody, don't do nothing, you're like 30 to 40% that you'll get that goal you'll reach your goal. But if you write that goal down, you're at like 50% that you will reach that goal. But if you write that goal down and tell people about that goal, you're at like 75, 80% that you will hit those goals. So when Luke came back from the expo, he wrote down his goals in the pressure washing group, and there were some pretty hefty goals. It wasn't something of, hey, I'm going to go put out 5 signs. I think you put, what was it, 25 or 40 signs down.
Yeah, I put 25 and I did 30 on Thursday. So
So you done 30. And what are some other things of marketing wise that you've done, or where you had set those goals of hitting those goals?
set to put out 1,200 door hangers within a 2 week span. I wanted to go Facebook Live because you told me to do that, and I think that would be great for my business. Um, and then, yeah, I think that's all.
So have you done your Facebook Live yet?
No, that's the one I've been dreading. I got one more week.
And so Luke is what we would call an introvert. He don't like talking to people, and that's fine. There's people, and I know some very successful introverts. Honestly, probably, Josh Latimer is an introvert. You would never know it, but there. Yeah, Wild Wild West said, "I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you. We was actually talking about you before we got on here, Charles." Um, and that's what I told him. I was like, Charles would help you out in anything you need to help with at the end of the day. That's the thing with the younger generation. The younger generation gets a bad rap. They don't do nothing. They're lazy. They don't want to do nothing, and that's and that could be true for most people. And I'm not saying that isn't going to be true, but I think that you got people like Luke that are willing to do the hard things, that are willing to go learn things that, I guarantee you he probably got more knowledge from reading those 50 books than pretty much anybody in this whole group here of people. And, you might say, well, that's just reading a book, but that's knowledge. You can go to college and you won't get near as much information that you did by reading those 50 books. The 4 hour work week teaches you how to have a 4 hour work week and make good money and be successful and get to do the things that you need to do. He's read the biography of Warren Buffett. These are people that have done amazing things with their lives. At the end of the day, everybody has 168 hours a week to work or sleep or do whatever you want to do, and how you do what you do to get you to the next level. And that's what I loved about Luke. And that's why I brought him on here tonight, is because he's an action taker. And that is what I want to see people taking action and doing it. And that is hard for a lot of people. Right here, Central Illinois power washing. I'm an introvert and I found that I'm great at sales. Don't let it scare you. He's the one that Nick was scared to death of doing sales and didn't really like it. But what he found out of it is it's actually it gives him a rush of trying to sell, and he's very good at selling. And that's some things that that are amazing. Nick did 80,000 last year before he got hit by the truck. And so these are some things that you can do to help grow your pressure washing business. So what is your goal for 2021 as a pressure wash, starting out as a pressure washing business?
My goal is to be able to support myself. So I want to be able to have jobs lined up 5 days a week and be able to live out on my own, move out, take care of myself.
Yep, that's awesome. So, competitive action taking kind of introvert can move mountains, and that is 100% true. So, what are some things? What are some things and ways that you're going to start doing for marketing of your business?
Well, so far I've started with signs. I ordered 100 signs about 2 weeks ago. I've put out about 50 so far. I've got 2,500 door hangers total. By the end of next week, I'll have half of those out. I've got $10 a day going in Facebook ads with a company managing it, and word of mouth.
Awesome. So you're taking actions to get things started up and going. Um, So, how have you worked with your Google My Business and stuff like that?
So far, I've only done 2 jobs for family, so I don't have a whole lot of before and after. But I do have my Google My Business like set up. It's connected to my website, phone number, everything like that. So if you search up my business from a yard sign, it has my phone number and my business name. They could actually find my business if they search it up.
Sweet. And so our goal is to start getting reviews and photos, correct?
Yes,
And how many photos do we need?
as many as we can get.
Absolutely. Keep marketing. Only got 8 days left in July. Only got 8 days left in July, and I'll be booking into August. Average, average, averaging over $1,100 a day. Keep marketing. That's awesome. And the cool thing about that is too is we can keep raising our pricing, and so that way we can get our average ticket up even higher and higher at that point. So Jason has plenty of photos for you. Yep, I do have a lot of photos for him if he needs them. And that way, but it is best to try to get photos of your area, photos of houses around where people know. I do have lots of photos that people can use, but it is best to have photos of you, your equipment, your all of those things can help us grow our business. And as a young man as you are, the things that you can do is put those photos up of, hey, and do that. Now, are people going to try? Some people may try to take advantage of you being young. Well, they might, but that's where, I never put, and a lot of people, I never put I was the owner of the business. Why? Because that way, if I ever had an issue, I could send it. I can say, hey, I need to talk to somebody else. They don't need to know that I'm the owner of the business. And so these are some things that you can do to get around some of those things. But in the end, if you're confident and you know what you're talking about, and you just keep, this is what it is. That's how we can keep it going and keep going. So, so you obviously going to do some different ways of getting marketing and stuff like that. You said you're getting your website done. Is that correct?
Yep.
And so, what has been some things that have been kind of hard or a little bit difficult for you so far that you didn't really think it would be that hard or difficult?
Um, so far, I would say learning the equipment has been pretty tough. Um, just figuring out what everything does just takes some more time than I thought. Also, getting the phone ringing has been difficult for me so far. I've only gotten a handful of phone calls. I don't have a whole lot booked, so that's probably the hardest part is getting the phone ringing.
That's probably the hardest part for everybody. It's not just you.
Yeah,
So it's key to be consistent, and it's key to keep doing the things you're doing, putting out those yard signs, putting out different things, so that way it can start growing and start really taking off, right? And again, that's another reason why we need to get those 5-star reviews, start ranking our website, stuff like that. Are you going to do SEO yourself, or are you going to pay somebody? Or are you going to try to do it, or how are you going to do that?
the company that's doing my website they do SEO for me, so I'm just paying them, whatever it is monthly to manage that for me. So
Okay. Now, do you have to give them information, or do they just automatically do it?
um, I think they do some things on their own, but they also want me to send, like what you're saying, photos of jobs, make different posts about jobs, stuff like that. So
Sweet. Yeah. Make sure you send every day that you can to keep, especially if you're in different locations, to really try to hammer that down. Even when we start getting busy, then that's definitely when we really need to keep pushing and doing the stuff that we need to do. Um, so that is definitely it's definitely a numbers game. The more people you reach, the more jobs you will book. Consistency is key. You got this, and that is definitely 100% true. It's not about just doing one thing and, well, that didn't work. It's about
yeah,
putting those signs out, getting those things that we need to do, all of that kind of thing. Um, So let's go back to the part of equipment. So are you very mechanically inclined, or have you never know what a wrench was?
I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to mechanical things. So,
um, so how are you overcoming those hard things?
well, I went to the power wash store and I talked to Theo, his sales rep there, and he explained to me everything I need to know. He's been awesome in helping me up, like just day in day out, helping me learn, recommending the right products and stuff like that. So, found someone to help me.
That's perfect. And learn and mentor you, and find somebody that will, that's why a lot of times even when we were at the Power Wash Expo, there was an older gentleman there that was kind of willing to help you right then and there. And that's the best thing to do, to be able to do that, of finding those older people that are willing to teach you. You've probably never been taught how to do any of that kind of stuff. And so those are some things that you can do that will help you be able to grow and be able to be successful at the end of the day. So, them are definitely things that you can do to overcome it. And you know what? It's not hard at the end. A lot of times once you kind of figure out um, once you figure out, the basics of it, it's pretty simple at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Is he there here in Dallas Fort Worth? Dub. Yeah, He's about, what do you say, about 30 minutes from Fort Worth?
Yeah, just north off 35.
Yep. So, again, these are definitely some things that you can overcome and learn and do things. And so, that's why I was telling you, Charles here with Wild Wild West, I know he's been helping some other people that have, dealing with other issues. And that's the thing about the the pressure washing group at the end of the day. A lot of them will help each other out. They will help you do things, because honestly, I think if you keep pushing, you could be the next Wesley Bloom by the time you're 25 and do $1 million. There's plenty of things there that you can set up the systems. You're willing to take actions. You're learning tons of stuff. If you read last year 50 books, how many books have you read over your lifetime that has been either business oriented or anything like that?
Yeah. I've read about 30 books this year, so 80 total, which isn't bad. So,
Now, it's not just about reading the books either. It's about taking
yeah.
actions on those books too. So, making sure that we are doing the things so that way we can keep growing and keep getting to where we need to be at. Growing a pressure washing business, there's probably 4 or 5 things that we kind of got to juggle with when we're actually dealing with scaling and getting it to the next level. For instance, marketing is one. Marketing and sales is a huge, there's 2 steps right there. That is definitely something. But getting our systems, learning how to pressure wash, pressure washing at the end of the day is the easy part of scaling the business. That's not the hard part. The hard part is getting that phone to ring, getting the things and doing the things that we need to do to be able to get the phone to ring. And it is hard to get the phone to ring sometimes, but it's one of those things that if we keep pushing and we keep doing it, we can get the phone to ring, we can get it to do what we need it to do, and then we can grow our business and be where we want to be at.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. So, what are some questions that you would have for me to help you get to where you want to be at?
I would have a question on what's a good ROI for yard signs.
A good ROI on yard signs. I would at least like to see 5 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, I would love to get 10 to 1. Put $1 in, get $10 out. Put $100 in, $1,000 out. But I'm even happy with a 1 to 1, or not a 1 to 1. Oh, 5 to 1 is where I don't want to be too much less than that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and sometimes you know we look at the ROI and we sit there and we think, well, that's not a very good ROI, but a lot of times we don't know what the lifetime value of that customer is either.
Yeah.
So the lifetime value of that customer, yeah, I might have only made $400 this time or $300 off this sign, but how much is that customer worth, the lifetime value? If I can get If they come back every year, every other year, and they keep paying me, or what if I build? It goes back to the networking of that sign. What if that sign is somebody that they know, somebody that they can put me in contact with? Now I've broken that out even more. That's why I always say you never know what that 1 yard sign might be worth $10,000 or $200,000 or more, or that one business card, or that one handshake that we met somebody, that who's how that could blow us up. You know, Benjamin, he did a one of his guys gave a business card out, and that business card has probably made him over $250,000. Just by one business card, handing it to the right person. That person owns a sign company, and next thing you know, it's blowing up. And so that's the importance of networking. That's the importance of all of that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, is making sure that you can do that. Jake just gave a super chat here. Let me see. Guys, I need help with marketing. Any willing to give me some pointers? Yeah, so it's like we were talking earlier on here, and it's one of those things. Get your Google My Business filled out, 100%. Get your photos. You want to try to get 100 photos. Those are reasons why behind that. We want to get reviews, so that's why I want that set up in the very beginning. Then we're going to do signs. We're going to do different things. In the Zoom call earlier, there's a guy out of Houston, Texas, David, and he bought 100 signs, and it made him over $4,000. Pretty daggone good money right there, right? So, what did I tell him to do? Put out 1,000 more signs, because if you're getting that kind of ROI, and that's one of those things. If we find one thing that works, a lot of times us pressure washers and us guys want to find the easiest way to get work. They want to find the I do this and I don't have to do nothing, and there is ways to do it. There's ways to get around stuff of doing AdWords and putting a lot of money into it and doing AdWords side of things. But if you don't have that, then you have to do the hard things sometimes. Sometimes maybe we have to go put out 100 signs a month or 100 signs a week, whatever it is, to get our numbers. It's still a way of getting business. It's still growing our business. Then we can pay. Then that way we can grow our business through other things and do things. Um, Nick put my ROI on yard signs is 133 to 1. $300 for sign. 100 signs has made me over $40,000.
Wow.
So, these are some things that, I do push signs because they do work. They work really good. And it's one of those things that I know that they work. I don't push other things that a lot of other people do. I put, Crazy Bill TV put Facebook Live. Rob Anderson does a lot of money from doing Facebook, and he's not spending a lot of money on Facebook ads. No, he's posting 2-3 times a day, doing acts of kindness, doing different things. There's another way of getting business, and what you learned in, she talked a little bit about it at the expo, was of cause. You do things for a cause. So Jeremy Main does the pink pro wash. He's big advocate for breast cancer and stuff, and he's probably going to do over $300,000 this year just in pressure washing. Going from a garbage man to pressure washer and doing over 300,000. He was a full time garbage man for 20 years, 17, 18 years, and now he just does pressure washing. What did he do it on? He changed the name of his business and it blew up because it gave him a reason. It's his why. A lot of times we don't know our why. And when you don't know your why, you don't have anything to why are you doing it at that point? Are you doing, when you know your why, it can help you grow your business. And so if you have a cause that you love, then you can shoot for some of that stuff. Hey, donate money to that cause, help other people out, and guess what, it'll help you out. He's doing it for breast cancer, but maybe you got a veteran, or your dad was a veteran and he died, or there's all different kinds of things out there, or colon cancer, any cancer, whatever. There's all kinds of things out there that you can have a cause for, and that can give you a passion to really hit it hard to try to even do more. And that is some things that can help you grow your business. It can help you grow and scale your business to the next level. And so those are some really things that we can do to help us set us apart from our marketing. Because Pink Pro Wash, he's got pink ribbon on his stuff, and Jennifer answers the phone, and it's one of those things that's a way to be able to grow your business and get it to the next level. I put out signs, EDDM, Facebook ads, phone is not ringing. I'm pulling my hair to try to get this company going. And
I feel
so,
that.
do what?
I feel that.
So it's not about putting out 25 signs and, well, that didn't work. It's about putting out, 500 signs, putting out, doing 50,000 EDDM. If you sent out 500 or 1,000 EDDM and think that that's not going to work, it's not going to work. EDDM is a whole beast in itself. You have to send three. You have to send three mailers to be able to start checking your ROI. So those are some things that you have to do. What was the other thing he said? Oh, Google Ads. It's got to have a good landing page. It's got to have good keywords. It's got to have all of the things that could happen for it. And Google Ads doesn't always work in every area. And I think you said you're in Houston, and Houston has a lot of competition. So you're going to have to figure out ways to get business other than just, well, that didn't work. You got to keep trying. You got to see what works. And when you find that one thing that works, and a lot of times it's going to be the things that set you apart. You can't do what everybody else is doing. You have to find the thing that sets you apart. It's like I was saying, Pink Pro Wash. That right there sets them completely apart from everybody else. Nobody else is doing that. They donate for all their golf course stuff. They give a lot of money to the pink cancer or the cancer stuff. His mom died when she was 40. He was like 18, 20. So he has a story behind that cause. He has a story and can be like, this is why I'm doing this, because I don't want no more kids have their mom die before before they're 21. So when you do that, you have a cause, and now you have a passion, and now you can really drive that home. Now, if you don't have one of those things, then you need to find something that you do have a cause and to do things for while you're doing it. Sorry, I went down a rabbit hole there, but that is definitely something that, we got to do. I uploaded tons of my Google My Business. I am new to it. 4 to 30 views per post. Only one job so far. What's the next step to getting my business from Google My Business? It's not just posting there. Are you posting in Facebook? Are you posting in LinkedIn? Are you doing all the things? And like we were saying before, a lot of times we think that, well, I posted in Facebook last week and I don't know why I'm not getting no business. Well, probably because that one post was in the wrong group that you posted in. You got to post several times. Keep pushing. Keep doing the things you need to do. Phone hasn't rang in 4 days, but I also didn't door knock. It's all on me. Extreme ownership. It's your fault. It's nobody else's fault. It's your fault. So, Mr. Luke, what is some things that can help? What are some things that I can help you with to keep and start and grow your business?
I would say accountability. Like I posted my goals for the 2 weeks in the group. Say the biggest thing is, setting those goals, but then also just having someone to hold you accountable.
Awesome, and I'm willing to help you any way I can, and that's definitely something that I'm willing to do. And I love the accountability side of things, because accountability is probably, don't matter if you're 18 or 45 or 55, 65. Accountability is probably one of the hardest things to overcome, and to be able to say that you need help, and to be able to say, hey, I want to be held accountable for you. You know, it's like me. I need to lose weight, but I don't want an accountability partner just yet, because I don't think I want to lose it that bad yet. So Um, but those are definitely some things that I need to do, and I need to do probably have an accountability partner to hold me
Yeah.
accountable, so that way I can do the things I needed to do. Honestly, on honestly, it's good that marketing is hard. Otherwise, tons of people will be doing the business. A lot of people quit every day. The strong will survive, and you're 100% on. You're 100% of truth on that right there. This is what gets more people out of business than anything else. It isn't that they can go buy the equipment. It isn't that they can clean houses. It's they don't know how to market, and this is one of the hardest things that people don't understand. Marketing is king at the end of the day. Marketing is king. If you can, I would much rather you go to marketing training and good marketing training. I'm not saying not go to college for a marketing degree, because all they're going to teach you is a bunch of crap that you're not even going to use. I want you to know marketing as in what are some things that you can do to help your business grow, to help you do marketing in today's world, not in 10 years down the road. Because that's what marketing teaches you in the business or in the university side of things. They teach you theory of things of way back when. I want to know marketing of, hey, how do I do things? How do I, read books like They Ask You Answer, those types of books. Those are things that talk about marketing and how to help you grow your business. Those are the things that will help you get to where you need to be at.
Oh,
Um,
and Jason,
yeah,
just like what Joshua Latimer said, he said, "You're not in the power washing business. You're a marketer that happens to do power washing." So that's the
100%.
main skill.
Josh says it. Um, um, I don't know. Did you meet Kurt Kempton? That's where I learned that one from years ago.
Yeah.
We're just a window cleaning company that we are a customer service business that just so happens to do window cleaning. And you're 100% right. Um, so what so you went to the expo. So what are some things that you learned by going to the expo? Did you not learn much there, or was there like so much information that you didn't know what to do with it all?
I feel like I learned a lot, but there's only so much learning you can do to where it's like you just need to take action. So something that Joshua Latimer said is stop over analyzing everything and just take action. It doesn't have to be perfect. It'll never be perfect. Just go out there and do it. So that's kind of what I walked away with. Like, okay, I know to put out yard signs. They work. I know to do door hangers. I know to do this and that. I just need to do it. Stop. There's no magical thing I'm going to find by spending more time learning like that. Just need to go out there and do it.
And a lot of times we fall into the trap of it's got to be perfect, right? I
Yes.
can't send this out. It's not perfect. I can't do this because it's not perfect. Well, I'm going to tell you something. It ain't never gonna be perfect. I sent an email out tonight that had the wrong freaking times on it. It ain't gotta be perfect. It's gotta be done. Did I have to send another email out saying I screwed up and it's instead of 9 o'clock, it was at 7 o'clock? Yep. And you know how I found out that happened? One of my guys or one of the people in the membership emailed me and said, Jason, is this supposed to be at 7 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock? I'm like, you're right. I screwed up. I'm not perfect. I never was perfect. If I waited until I was perfect, I still wouldn't be on this podcast tonight because I would never be perfect. I can do lots of things better. I can have better audio. I can have better sound. I can have a better background so I don't have a green halo or there's a lot of things that I can make it perfect. And I'm not perfect. And I never will be perfect. But you know what? Done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
We can always change it. If it doesn't work, we can do something else. But if we never try to do something, we don't know what works and what don't. If we never try a door hanger and say we're going to do this door hanger here and it's just a plain sheet of paper with my name on it. Well, how do I know that works or don't work? Well, I don't if I just say, well, I can't ever do that because it's not perfect. It's not to the T and all the other things, and it's not perfect. And so those are some things that reason why we got to keep pushing and keep doing and keep taking action. It's all about taking action. And I preach this a lot. Take action. Go put out 25 signs a week, every week, week after week after week, and see what that does for you. Don't just put them out 25 this week and then you get tired next week and don't want to go do it and you're lazy, because that's not going to help anybody. That's not going to help nobody. That's going to make you no money. And that's going to be a failure. That's called being a failure at that point. And here's the thing. There's only one person there's only one person that can make you fail, and that's you. That, if you don't like to read the book I'd highly recommend you to read is Extreme Ownership. You are the only one. You can't blame nobody else. We can't do the blame game. We in this year's world thing, it's all the victim mentality. I'm a victim. I'm just so horrible. I'm a victim. No, you're not a victim. You're a victim of being a victim. You can change your life and you can do the things you need to do so that way you can keep growing your business, and you have to take action and make it happen. Remember, us Texans do the things on handshakes. um, so there was a question back up here that I had read from Sean Zimmerman. Jason, I own a window and gutter cleaning company in Cleveland. We do power washing as well. I can use a coach as a coach. How do I set this up with you? I'm new to the channel. So I'm actually looking at, and I'm actually looking at doing and part of, originally I did it where it was a one-time fee, and it's not, and you've got 3 months and that. But I think I'm going to go back to a monthly fee for my Voxer program. I like doing the Voxer program. That way, it's how I've helped Jason Huffner get to do some very, where he's at doing. He did over 150,000 last year, and so I'm going to do the Voxer program. I'll probably limit it to so many people. It's not going to be as high as the other thing was, because I'm not going to do the Zoom calls. The Zoom calls take a lot of effort for me, and I don't like the effort side of things. So I'm going to keep it to the Voxer program, and I may do a Zoom call once a month for those people, but we'll see how that works. So let's see. So with this and doing the pressure washing stuff, Luke, do you have, or have you had any self-limiting beliefs or self-doubts?
Doubts, lots. Yeah.
Like, what are some doubts that you've had, and how did you overcome them?
My doubts are just that I'm not going to get the phone ringing, but deep down I know you just need to keep taking action. You just need to keep putting out signs, door hangers. You can't think about, oh, this door hanger didn't get me a job, or oh, I already did this. You just need to just do it and do it and do it until you get the results. You just need to trust the process.
Yep, I agree. Focus on one thing and give 110%. You will be unstoppable. Not as
Yeah.
easy as it sounds. Distractions are everywhere. Your worst enemy is yourself. That is true 100%. So that is true. So what are some other so obviously getting the phone to ring, that's probably a lot of people that has self-limiting beliefs in that. But do you have any other ones?
I would say going on top of that comment, like I used to scroll the Facebook groups for way too much time. They're just a bunch of posts that are just wasting your time. You're not learning anything. It's just eating time. So I deleted Facebook off my um, phone, so I don't use it anymore, and that's helped a lot.
Let's go down that road because a lot of people struggle with this one. Time sucks. Time sucks. What are time sucks? Well, you just said one. Facebook is a time suck for a lot of people. TikTok. is a time suck for
Oh
a lot of
God.
people. YouTube is a time suck for a lot of
Hmm.
people. Um, you know, I in my presentation I hit on this a little bit more. I think I will. I think I have it videotaped, and I may put up part of the presentation that I brought. But time sucks is one thing that you look at successful people. You find very successful people. They don't have Facebook on their phone. They don't have TikTok on their phone. Why do you think they don't have that stuff? Because
Why is
it's
that?
a time suck. You know, I when I did it and you hit it for the last 10 days or the last 7 days, I had 17 hours on TikTok that I had.
Wow.
What if I were to put that 17 hours of that time into my business? Where would I be at? Where could I be at? And that's with any of you all. I about guarantee you, if you go into in the way you can find out how much time you're wasting, go into your settings, go to your battery settings, and under your battery settings, it's going to tell you how much time that you have time sucks. Well, Jason, I use Facebook for business. Do you? Or are you in all the pressure washing groups that sit there and piss and moan about stupid stuff that does you no good? That you've got into a time suck and you've went down rabbit holes, and the next thing you know, you spent hours upon hours into watching stupid stuff that you didn't need to do. So, how many 20-second videos is in 17 hours? A lot, a lot. But I didn't do nothing. I haven't done nothing to be able to grow my business. And so, those are some things that don't fall in those time sucks. And as a young guy like you that's read 50 books, that is amazing. You know, it's one thing to be learning. It's another thing to be on Facebook and that you're just scrolling your life away. If you look at successful people and you ask them how many books they've read, a lot of them are going to say in a very large range, whether they've listened to them or they've actually done it. So that's what I would tell you to do, and that I know you're going to keep reading books and you're going to keep learning and you're going to keep doing the things you need to do. And those are the important things. Those are the important things of what you need to do. The other thing is try to get around successful people.
Yes.
Maybe you can meet, I know you said you're going to go to a business meeting with other people. And, it's going to be hard for an 18-year-old to be doing things like that. It's hard for a 45-year-old person to do that. It's hard for a 50-year-old person to go meet other people. But what you will find out is some of these people, and you find a person that is very successful, and they will mentor you, and you try to become you follow what they do. You sit around, you ask questions, you do the things you need to do, so that way. And most successful people will give you their time because if you're willing to learn and do the hard things, guess what? They're willing to give you that information. And when you get that information, guess what you can do with it? You can go be successful just like they are. It's one thing starting a pressure washing business, but what's your end goal? You might go buy lots of property and be a big property manager or any of that kind of stuff. Those are what successful people do. They don't sit on Facebook and fiddle their thumbs and sit there and cry and complain to each other about there's another $99 guy in my area. Well, I'm going to tell you, the $99 guys are going to come and go, whether who's on YouTube, who's on Facebook, because that's the way they're going to do it. That's what they're going to do. This isn't new. It's been going on since I started. When I started, they complained about the $99 guy. Guess what? They're still complaining about the $99 guy. Before long, then they're going to have to raise the prices a little bit because inflation is going crazy right now. And so these are some things that we have to do to make that happen. Um, is it is it safe to wash a fishing pier with SH and not kill the fish? The pond is huge and was thinking about downstreaming. I would not, unless you're out in the middle of nowhere. One drop of bleach will kill fish, and so that is definitely something that I would be careful with. Um, that is definitely something I would do. So, Mr. Wild Wild West put, son, I'll do what I can for you.
Thank you.
So I told you Charles would step up for you.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude. I met him. Like I say, I got to meet a lot of cool people. So there's no crying in baseball. You're right. So those are some things that I would really recommend for things that, get rid of the time sucks in your life. You got 168 hours. And the biggest thing I always hear is, why never have enough time to do that? Really? Well, let's go see what you're spending your time on, and then we can tell you. And yes, probably the best thing you could ever do is turn your notifications off on your phone. All my notifications are turned off on my phone. You know why I do that? It says, well, it's just this one email, and then we go down this rabbit trail, and an hour later we've done nothing, and we still haven't got nothing done. So that said, get rid of the time sucks. So being starting a pressure washing business, um, what have you had to overcome fears of trying to start and do the hard things to get it going?
Fears. I would say doing those first few jobs, not knowing much about equipment, only watching a couple of videos about how to do it. I was kind of nervous to go up there and have my surface cleaner going on the concrete. Like, am I etching it? Am I doing this? Like, people gonna look at me funny? It's just kind of, you know,
Awesome. Did you? But it's fun to watch it clean once you see how it works, isn't it?
yeah, it's fun.
Awesome. And so, what other questions that you might have for me before we jump off here?
I would say, or I would ask, what is a good? So, if I wanted to just run my business off yard signs, how many should I put out a week?
I would shoot from 25 to 50 a week is where I would shoot at. I would shoot at least 25 a week. I like putting them out on Fridays. That way, especially if you're in an area that they get pulled, they'll
Mm,
usually stick around till Sunday or Monday. Either put them out Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. That
mm,
way, they last the weekend, and that's when people are looking at the yard signs anyway. So those are definitely that is definitely when I would put out my yard signs. And then, like I said, I would shoot for 25 to 50. If you can do 25 a week, that's 100. If you can do 50, it's 200. So on budget wise, that's the only reason why I'm saying the 25 to 50.
okay.
And then obviously, you got to make sure you're answering the phone when that comes in, because if we're not answering the phone, then that's a whole nother issue at that point.
Yeah. Um, I would have another question, probably be after the interview, but I want to show you where I put all my yard signs for when I put the 30 out. I was curious just what you thought about my placements.
Yeah, I try to place them. Actually, we talked about this in the Zoom call a little bit. I try to place them in some of it you don't really know, but in the areas that you want to work in, you can go to melissadata.com, I believe it is. I think it's still there. And that's going to tell you kind of how much money is made per zip code and per household
Mm,
and stuff like that information. And so then that way, we're going to want to shoot in them higher areas, not the poor areas. So that's some things that we want to shoot for at the end of the day.
okay.
All right. Facebook seems to get more traction Monday through Thursday. Yard signs are great for Friday to Sunday. Yeah, actually, Benjamin Gregory says that his best luck is on Tuesday and Thursday on Facebook and even on LinkedIn. So that's when he really tries to post is that Tuesday, Thursday. And then, yeah, I like with the yard signs on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that way people, and a lot of times when you put those signs out, they'll call you on Monday because they've gotten your phone number from the weekend. So um, I'm going to hit this a little bit. I'm on the mindset coming from an industry that 40 hours a week is part time. Here's the deal. And I'm all about working a lot of hours of, especially in the beginning, to get things going and to keep it pushing in that. But And in your side of things, Luke, you're still young and you don't have kids and that kind of thing. But once you start getting kids and the family and stuff, I'm not in that mindset because as we at the expo, Brandon was showing that he had a graph of all these dots, and his daughter is like 14, 13, 14, and all the dots were almost three-quarters filled up with of time gone with his kids. And so a lot of times, especially us dads, we get into a rut that we got to work all this time for our kids, and but we never give our kids time. And there's one thing that we can never get back is time. We can make money, we can make lots of money, but your kids don't care about your money when they never get to see you and they never get to spend time with you. That can go way farther along than anything else. It goes back to what I was talking about with Jeremy Main and him losing his mom before he turned 20. Do you think he wished he could have got as much time with her before she died versus making lots of money and being gone all the time and never knowing who that person is? That's not the case. That's not what I push, and I don't push that at all. I'm all about being successful and getting to the next level, but I'm also about the point of family work life balance. You really need to have it. It's one thing of just keep working and working and working, but it's another thing of we have family, we have friend. You got to have that family relationship. The one thing that when I did have my business, even when I had my before, is I made all my daughter's soccer stuff. I made it if I had to leave a job, I left the job to make my daughter's soccer stuff. It's just what I did. I can't get that time back. She's growing up. She's going to be 13 this year. Time flies by. And if I would have just kept working to make an extra $200 or $500, is it really worth it at the end of the day? No. So make sure you spend time with your families. Make sure that you're doing the things, it goes back to what is your why. If your why is to support your family, you can support your family other ways than just money. Money don't buy you happiness. You know, time. Josh talked or Brandon talked about this of time. You don't get it back. People say time is money, but that's one thing that you will never get back is time. You what and there's one guarantee in life. You will die. Just when is a matter of time. You only have so much time on this earth. So make sure you do it and spend time with your family. That is very important. My dad died 8, 9 years ago, and I spent a lot of time the last couple of years. He didn't have no serious illness. He just died of a heart attack. 62 years gone. So I got to spend time with him right before that. And so I'm very proud of that time. I have lots of memories from that time. It wasn't that he made a bunch of money. No, but that's not what makes you happy. If that's what makes you happy, then you got other issues because you'll never make enough money. There's never not enough money in this world that you can make that will make you happy. And that's period. I'd rather hang out at the river than not make money with my kids. And that's those are memories that you will always have with your they will always have with their dad, and you will always have with your kids, because you never know what time or day they may be gone from this earth. you know I have a welder friend that I went and seen the other day that he lost his son at 20 years old, and he still has lots of issues and struggles with that. And so you never know. So enjoy the time that you got. It's not all about work, 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 work. It's about taking the time and what is your why. A lot of people forget about their why, and they're like, it's to make all this money for my family. Okay, what about time? Time is very important. So, didn't mean to go down that road, but I wanted to hit on it a little bit because I see those comments, and that just makes me hit on those roads of you never know. You don't. So take the time and be with your kids and give them all the time that they need. Those are the important things. Any last words before we jump off here, Luke?
Um, no, nothing from me.
Awesome. So I'm going to jump off here. We'll get off here. Hope you all have a good night. There should be a training. I will be having a training with a couple other people in July. So keep your eye out on that. You have two resources, time and money. Which one is renewable? And so, absolutely. So I will be posting it. It's probably going to be July 9th and 10th. I got to find the location. So I'm trying to find the location right now. It will be with two other really cool people. And so it'll be how to grow your business and get it to the next level. It won't just be how to pressure wash, but how to set up a budget and all of that kind of thing. Also, you can go check out pressurewashhelp.com/free and get 30 days free. And other than that, I hope you all have a good week. Hang on here, Luke, and we'll shut this.